We're Jess and Miles. In 2019, we quit our jobs to pursue a dream of long-term travel around the world. After traveling for 6 months, we were brought back to the U.S. due to COVID-19. We are now back on the road here in the United States, and we just made our way to Washington. We started out with an amazing hike in the North Cascades, and now it's time to explore the coast. Today we're exploring Whidbey Island, which is in the northwest corner of Washington, about an hour north of Seattle. We've actually been staying on Whidbey Island for the past week, and we have a very full day planned for today, hitting a lot of the highlights, and that is starting with Deception Pass State Park.
Deception State Park is actually one of 6 state parks here on the island with quite a few great hiking trails. So we're starting the morning with a couple of short hikes, and we've actually come just north of Whidbey Island to Rosario Head Trail, and we're getting started now.
This trail did not waste any time. Within just a couple of minutes, we're already enjoying these cliffside views looking out over the water. We've come down off the cliffs, and now we are going to follow along the coast to Lighthouse Point.
We're not getting very far because Jess keeps stopping to pick up rocks.
We have actually just caught our first glimpse of the Deception Pass Bridge, which spans around 1,500 feet total and connects the north side of Whidbey Island to the mainland. It's also said to be one of the most photographed spots in all of Washington.
We're going to be getting plenty of views of this bridge from all kinds of different angles, and we'll even be driving over it here in a little bit. With a name like Deception Pass, I honestly thought that the history would be full of shipwrecks or pirates or something, but the reality is a little bit less dramatic. When the original explorers were mapping the coast, they were deceived into thinking that Whidbey Island was attached to the mainland and part of a long peninsula until they came up this area and determined that it was in fact a separate island, so they named this pass Deception Pass. Unfortunately, the bridge is currently under construction and half of it is wrapped, but it is still a beautiful view.
It's starting to rain on us pretty good now, so we're gonna go and head back to the car.
We were also pretty interested to learn that there isn't actually a lighthouse out here on Lighthouse Point, but it's still a great place to come out and get views of the bridge and the coast.
We have just crossed over the Deception Pass Bridge, and our original plan was to hike the North Beach Trail, but it's still raining and it's 1 o'clock, so we're gonna head to lunch instead. And I'm really excited about where we're going for lunch. We have just come to Coupeville, which is not only the oldest town on Whidbey Island, it is actually the second oldest town in all of Washington State. It is located right here on Penn Cove, which is known for mussels. So as I'm sure you can imagine, that is what we plan on getting for lunch today. We're gonna go pick up some takeout and then find a park to have a picnic. Apparently you can see the mussels right off of the pier. I don't see any though.
We just picked up takeout from Toby's Tavern. We got some fish and chips and of course a whole pot of the famous Penn Cove mussels.
That's good stuff.
Nothing like a simple pot of steamed mussels. I mean, this is a whole pound of mussels and these are delicious. And it comes with this garlic bread to soak up all of the delicious juices. I don't know which one I like more, to be honest.
Turns out a pound of mussels is a lot of mussels, especially when we got fish and chips too. That might have been a little overkill.
We're not going hungry.
Never.
Jess has given up on the mussels. She's saving room for pie. And there's still so many of these left. I'm so full.
You got this.
All right, last one. Hope it's a good one.
How'd you do?
It's all gone.
All gone.
I do
Oh, you're so sneaky.
The sauce is so good. It's like a garlic wine sauce. And this bread is so buttery.
Time to return the pot. We have just come to the Green Bank Farm and we are here for dessert, specifically pie. This truly was not our intention. They just sold out of slices, so we bought a whole pie. I'm not mad about it though. They had all kinds of pies in there with berries that we had never even heard of. We were told this farm used to be one of the biggest producers of loganberries, so that's what we went with, and it's supposed to be a mix between a blackberry and a raspberry. Oh, good.
That is so good. The crust is super flaky. It's not the sweetest pie, it's actually pretty tart, but we went ahead and got some vanilla ice cream to balance it out, and it is perfect.
In all the reviews that I read, people said that their only regret was that they didn't get a whole pie. Well, no regrets for us today.
Maybe one or two.
That's true.
Well, we've done a lot more eating than we have hiking so far today. So we've come to Ellis Landing National Historic Reserve, which is apparently the first National Historic Reserve in the entire United States. We're going to be doing the Bluff Trail, which is somewhere between 3 and 5 miles. We're hoping it's the 5.
I think we need to do this loop at least 3 times. We just need to keep going around and around and around. Oh man, I'm so full. Earlier I said we had no regrets. It's not true.
Okay, so from what I'm gathering on the different plaques I've read so far, this was an original settlement by a guy named Isaac Eby, who came out and claimed 640 acres of beautiful waterfront property on the island. And now it has been reclaimed by the government as a national preserve.
The trail's going to continue along the bluff, and then I believe we're going to head down to the beach and then walk the rest of the way back from there.
Jess just did the math and realized that she basically needs to walk a 10-minute mile in order to finish this in time for sunset. I didn't even know it was possible to walk a 10-minute mile, but I'm learning how to do it as we speak. We're making our way down to the beach now, and I can't help but feel like this has been 2 entirely different days. This morning it was rainy and cloudy, and now the sun is out in full force. It's warm.
And just like that, we're on the beach.
That is some cold water.
There is so much driftwood on this beach and all these cool shelters. This is awesome. I'm gonna stay here tonight. That's pretty nice. There is no doubt that beach would be an awesome spot for sunset, but there's one more place that I really want to check out this evening. We're cutting it pretty close, but I think we're gonna make it. Our last stop tonight is Fort Casey State Park, and we have made it just in time for sunset.
Not only is there a really cool lighthouse here, but it was also an artillery post back at the turn of the century, so there is a lot to see here. Jess gets the honors of trying to take out the first piece. Going in from the center.
It's not, oh, should I?
Throwing in the towel? You gonna eat it from there?
Spoon.
You want me to try?
Help me? It didn't go so well. Man versus muscles.
Man versus Pin Cove mussels.
Uh-oh.
How many rocks do you have in your backpack?
I don't know. Look how cool! I love a beach treasure.